Hello students and welcome back to our 27th video in our Spot That English Error video series. In this video, I'm going to be discussing what you see here. It is another sign that we have, or another notice I should say, on paper that I saw visiting a local business. I'm not going to say what kind of business it is or what kind of, basically it's a business that has a product or service that caters to many clients. And we're going to discuss kind of remembering proper punctuation and prepositions when we have a public notice like this. I'm not trying to make fun of the business, but I want to encourage them and those of you out there to remember proper punctuation and prepositions. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to walk you through what exactly is the error here, right? It looks okay on the surface, and it is true. It is mostly correct, but I'm going to nitpick here, and I, as you guys should be if you're in an English-speaking country or visiting or living, it's okay to see, okay, where are the errors here? You don't need to point them out. It's if you understand them, that's fine, but you need to be having your thinking caps on and looking at, okay, I see the notice here, it's a little off, but knowing why it's off and being able to use our own deductive reasoning to fix it, well, that'll set you apart in your own learning. So I noticed it right away as a native English speaker, and having taught the language for more than a decade. So for me, it's quite easy to spot the error here, but there's could be more than one error too, and it's 95% of the way there. I want to be clear, and what we're looking at is please. The tip is cash or Venmo only. Even then, you can see it's a little awkward. Please, the tip is cash or Venmo only. Thank you. Thank you's okay there. But basically what I want to do is work to edit this directly here. So what I want to do is underline first where the error is. So let me do that first. Let me get my underline out. So here is where I want to highlight for you. There should be a change, okay? So please. There's kind of a pause there, right? Please, the tip is cash or Venmo only. How do we fix that? Well, we want to put a comma here. All right, and now that may be a little controversial to some of you, but if it sounds like there's a pause, it's because there is. When we use the word please at the beginning of a sentence, it's good to do the comma there or even a semicolon. In this case, I'm going to use a comma. Please, comma, the tip is cash or Venmo only. That's a lot better, right? Because you can kind of see from speaking out loud, from hearing me, please, I kind of have to pause there, right? So that pause is the comma. Please, comma, the tip is cash or Venmo only. So that would be a better way for this business to have this notice in terms of how they get paid their tip. And tipping, as you all know, is popular in English-speaking countries. But we're not done quite yet. I did mention prepositions. So not only, this is okay, right? Please, and then you use the comma, please, the tip is cash or Venmo only. But what I want to do here is I'm going to write something else and I'm going to try to insert it here as best I could. So hopefully you all have guessed at home. If you can pause the video and tell me how would you change how would you and we have an arrow here. This is great. So and where would you put the preposition here? So pause the video and kind of, before I show you where I would put it with my arrow, where would you put another preposition to make it even clearer what we mean when we say what the tip is in this case, cash or Venmo? Great. So you pause the video. Where did you put this arrow here? If you put it here, you are correct. So the tip is blank, cash or Venmo only. So we're putting another preposition in that space. And hopefully you all have guessed which one it is. In this case, it's going to be in. Let me try to make that bigger for you all at home. Give me 1 second. There we go. All right, so in. So this is where we're going to put the arrow is above. We're going to put this below. Please, the tip is in cash or Venmo only. This is key, because you need kind of a preposition here before cash or Venmo. In and or usually go together, right? In cash or credit. in credit or debit. All right. So what are you putting the tip? Please, the tip is, what are you doing? It's in something. It's in cash or in Venmo. Even you could even do the tip is in cash or on Venmo only, because on Venmo is technically a mobile application, popular in the United States. We could even go further here. We don't have to. I'm going to write that this is optional. But optionally, you could say in cash or Venmo only. That's fine, but you could put on as well. Optional. I'm going to say this is optional because it's not so necessary, but optional on Venmo only. So, technically we want to be as detailed as possible when we're giving notices to the public, right? And how I see it here from my perspective as a teacher is we really need to be as descriptive, and we need to know that when there's a pause, you put a comma. So please, the tip is in cash or on Venmo only. And then on Venmo, you could also, since it's an application, I use on Venmo, since it's on the application, or with Venmo only. So let me just put that there as other options for prepositions. And let me see if I can copy. Well, let me do another arrow here, but this time I will do it myself. Great. So kind of a sliding arrow there. There we go. Okay. So remember, we have two prepositions here. In and then on Venmo or with Venmo only. So again, we have our options, but remember we're going to have the comma here. That's very important. That's the most important thing I want you to take away from this video, is that you need to do a comma after please to make this a more formal statement for when you see when you're making a statement. Remember your punctuation. That's what I want to say. And if I were this business, this is how I would rewrite it. So again, please, we got the comma, then we have the pause. The tip is in cash. We don't say on cash or at cash. You say in cash. You could say with as well. That's something that one last thing I want to mention is that with. That's why prepositions are so useful, is that you can substitute them. So additionally, instead of in, it could be with cash or with Venmo only, or on Venmo, because we have on the application. So my ideal sentence, though, again, is please, comma, the tip is in cash or Venmo only. And that or is used quite well there, but we can use another preposition before cash and before Venmo. And then thank you. I'm being a little bit judgmental here, but sorry. You can use a exclamation point, I should say, to just thank the customers for giving a tip. And for all of you at home, a tip is kind of a thanks in terms of money, a little bit of extra money, 5, 10, maybe 15% if they did a really good job in their business, in their service business specifically, and you want to say thank you. This is how you thank someone who does the work. In this case, Venmo is an application, a mobile app, and then cash. So it's 90% of the way there, but we want to get to that 100% when we spot these errors, right? So that's why I've decided this would be a good video to do. If you enjoyed this video, we have 26 other Spot That English Error videos on our website. Excuse me. Remember, if you like this video and you learned something about preposition and proper punctuation in a real-life example, this is an actual photo. It's not AI. I actually saw it, took a photo of it because it looked a little awkward to me. It's a good business. I didn't give them this feedback, but I'm giving it to you all at home because we need to spot these errors and look how we would fix them. Don't tell the owner that, but think of how a sign or notice could be better. So remember, feel free to subscribe to our English from A to Z channel. I really appreciate doing these videos. We got plenty of videos for learning the entire English alphabet from A to Z. And you can go to our website. I will write it for you all today. Go to our website at www.englishfromatoz.com. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you'll watch another of these Spot That English Error videos in our series. And thank you so much, and take care now. Bye-bye.